else make money out of us.
Well, that is the way the market is now. You're right. You know, so it's going to happen. Yeah. But I mean, is it a lot of money?
Was it worth it?
Come on.
It was a considerable amount of money. It wasn't 1.75 million.
No.
But
higher, lower.
Quite a lot lower than that. But just, you know, I mean, we spent every penny on the wedding, and it was a ridiculous amount of money to spend on a wedding, but we did have the most fantastic day, and we were kind of, you know, we didn't have any gate crashes in the party, and, you know, the only thing was we didn't have any photos of our family, which
Why not?
Was well, they concentrated on taking photos of all the celebs, so that was kind of the only problem that I had with it, to be honest.
Dad's so handsome, look at it. Would you have had all the photographs of him and none of you?
Exactly.
Did you think you got more than Jane? What did you get, Jane?
I got nothing.
Come on, you did.
I did. I got a very small amount compared to everybody else. I was done.
Did you not enjoy the experience?
No, I didn't. I didn't enjoy it at all because we had camera crew there. A lot of people saw me get married on TV. And I had the Radio Times there because it was a BBC programme. And then I had OK Magazine. And my day wasn't my own. We were up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do the sailing. And I didn't get a chance to be with my family. And and I was done. I didn't get hardly any money for it. And it cost me, it absolutely cost me a fortune because I had to fly all our family out onto the ship. The ship were absolutely brilliant, but it didn't cover anything to what we paid out for the wedding.
So what about you, Miss Adams? Would you sell yours too?
They wouldn't be interested. I'd be phoning them up, begging them.
No, but if they were interested, would you?
If they were, it's too hypothetical. No, actually, well, I'll tell you what, if somebody's going to give me 1.75 million, I'd dress up in the pink thing, I would do everything, and then have a private kind of ceremony elsewhere. But, I mean, if there's too many compromises, and you're not inviting the people that you want to invite, and you're not having it in the place you would like, then absolutely not. I mean, I've got a friend who's regularly been phoned up on a Friday afternoon by a new best friend who said, having a wedding tomorrow, mate, I'm getting married, love you to come. Yeah. And it's obviously because the numbers hasn't been right for celebrities.
Well, the deal is dictated by the celebrities.
Well, I don't think I'd get much then, would you, with my celebrity friends? Yes. Maybe Shirley Bassey would come, that would up the money a bit. Now, it's time for the part of the show that could make one of you much richer. In celebration of ITV's 50th birthday, we've flogged a few of Jane's glitzy frocks, and we've come up with a princely sum of £2.50. No! £2,000 for your chance to win it. All you have to do is answer this very simple question. Coronation Street, Scylla has a child called A. Chesney, B. Ken, or C. Les. Call 09012931941. Calls cost £1 but may vary from mobiles. Or text the word COMP followed by A, B or C to 63337. Each text costs £1 plus standard network charge. Entrance must be 18 or over. Terms and conditions at itv.com/loosewomen. Good luck with that one. Now it's time for a break, but in just a few minutes, actor Scott Wright will be here with his award-winning rear. Jane can hardly contain herself. Back soon. Welcome back to Loose Women. We've had lots and lots of emails in on the subject of Jordan and Peter's wedding specifically. None of the rest seem to feature. And I have to say, it's fairly evenly split. People who think it's fab and people who think that it was a bit tacky. What have you got, Jane?
I've got a great one from Nicola in Essex. She said, I thought Jordan's and Peter's pink wedding was chavtastic. Most brides wear a meringue wedding dress and she wore a blancmange. So, yeah, good luck to their pinky future.
Oh, that's nice.
This is from Rosie in Hampshire. Oh, my God, what was that all about? Pinky and Perky's Cinderella-style wedding, what next? I think Jordan has gone too far this time. She wants the whole world's attention. I think it's just a waste of money.
Oh, dear. Yes. Well, I've got one from, I think it's Megan in Harrow. I would have loved to go to Jordan's wedding. Most weddings are all pomp and ceremony, whatever that means, with a boring sense of tradition. What a difference her day must have been, and definitely one to remember. Good on you, Jordan. You gave the nation a day to remember.
Yeah, I must agree. I'd love it. Apparently, you know, there was people working as runners on the day, and I was begging for a job, but they wouldn't give me one.
That's why you got into that last party.
Didn't even get paid for that. Now, if you have a problem or a dilemma, the Loose Women may well be able to help, alternatively. But anyway, email us at loose.women@itv.com, and we could be solving your problems on Wednesday's show. That's a loose moral slot. I like that one. Now, here is a dilemma to end all dilemmas, I think. It's a case I'm sure you're familiar with. It's going forward to the European Court of Human Rights very soon, end of September. A young woman, Natalie Evans, who's 33, she had cancer, and as a result of the treatment that she had to have, she was infertile. So she had her eggs frozen in advance, fertilised with her partner's sperm, so they've got these embryos, and obviously with a view to having IVF once that treatment was completed. Unfortunately, they split up sometime, within there. She wants to go ahead, desperately wants to go ahead and have a baby, her only chance of having her own biological child. He doesn't want her to go ahead because they split up, and so he doesn't want a child out there, that he can't take part in its upbringing, and he doesn't want to. Now, British law requires that both parents give consent for IVF, so it's a no-no here. That's why she's gone to the European Court. So should she be allowed to go ahead? Her only chance at having a child of her own.
I mean, it's a quite unique situation, and it is desperately sad it's Miss Evans, isn't it? But no, I don't think she should. I think the father has a right, he has the same kind of right that a mother does, and I think for it to go ahead, it has to be consensual on both parts. I mean, surely the priority's got to be the child. If it comes along, the man will have a child that he doesn't want. The child being wanted by its father.
Well, I mean, the guy sounds a very caring, responsible man. I mean, he doesn't want to take part in its upbringing, so he doesn't want to have a child out there that he's not going to be involved with. But I don't think we could deny this child will be very, very loved if it was ever to come into being. I mean, this woman is desperate to have a child.
But then what happens if he goes off into another relationship? This child comes into the world and gets brought up. What about all that unwanted baggage that he's going to then take into another relationship?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, because if he wants to go into another relationship and have his first child with that person in a loving relationship and be brought up that way, yet he's got this other child elsewhere
I think that chapter would just have to be closed, and she would be happy to close it, and he would have to close it. I mean, I agree to a certain extent in that the man must have a right. We've got too many irresponsible men in the world, and I like the fact that this man is actually interested. Having said that, this is her genetic material as well, and this is going to be flushed down the toilet, her last chance.
Yeah, but
so
you can't close...
There's rights to go with.
You can't close that to the child. At some point, that child might grow up and want to go and find the father. Then what happens? The father's already made it absolutely categorically clear he doesn't want that child, and he's got that tie.
Well, I mean, there's lots of things that happen in this world. There's lots of kids without mums and dads. There's lots of situations. It would have one very loving mother.
I think as soon as he said, yes, he would put his sperm into the embryo, then he gave up his rights. I'm sorry, but this woman has been through enough. She's just got over cancer. She's been through all these tests. He's done all the tests with her. Now that she wants to have this, okay, they're in separate relationships, but for goodness sake, have a heart and let her do it.
But what about his rights? It's still his sperm.
He gave up his rights when he fertilised that egg.
Yes, but he thought they were going to be together. Now they're not. That unit, that family